Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we are going to unpackage 3 different auctions that we bought from the same seller. Now this seller is one that I have bought from many times before. See, there is the first package that we're pulling out of this box. Now this seller advertises combined shipping, and I messaged this seller and asked them to combine the shipping on these purchases after I realized that eBay had auto paid on these 3 auction winnings for me. So really nice silver match. They painted motif on both sides. Don't know. Looks like the striking mechanism on this one is seized up. So you just never know when you get one of these whether or not the old butane cartridge will still work or not, and it's certainly not going to work if you don't have any spark. So I contacted the seller. I also, in the meantime, had contacted eBay over the auto pay arrangement that they now have in place, where they do not give you a choice. You have to have a payment method on file, and when you win an auction, then it automatically pays for that listing. Now, I assume that there are probably other areas on eBay that do the same thing. Other buyers and sellers who buy and sell small items, not just lighters. But there are many in the vintage lighter hobby. You can see this is a measuring tape lighter. Really cool. But many within the vintage lighter hobby will offer combined shipping, because they're going to charge you somewhere in the neighborhood of between $4 and $7 to ship the one package. So they will offer that if you make more than one purchase from them, they will combine that shipping at a lower rate. Typically for something like this, where the first package was going to cost you $4.50, this seller would have reduced the cost for shipping the other 2 to about $1, and it would have cost me $6.50 or there and abouts to mail all 3 lighters, or to get them to be mailed to me. Now, with this auto pay system that eBay now has in place, it pays for them automatically, so you can't just wait for the seller to send you a combined invoice like they've always done in the past. That's why I had messaged this seller asking them to refund the difference, which up to this point they still have not. I contacted eBay and they had me to contact the seller again, and now I still need to contact eBay one more time in order to settle this once and for all and just see exactly how they're going to handle it. But from my point of view, the problem here is eBay's. eBay is the one that created the auto pay, where you have to have a payment method on file, and it's just going to pay for those auction listings automatically. They're the ones that change the policy. They're the ones that need to see that it works out for buyers and sellers. So I should not have had to pay $13.50, which was $4.50 3 different times, in order to have these 3 packages mailed to me. The seller should have combined them all into one package just like they always have before. But instead, they decided to ignore me and not communicate on this occasion, which this particular seller never communicates well, so I didn't really expect it. So we shall see just exactly how eBay follows up on this particular situation. Now, this is the lighter in the group that I was really after. The other two I pretty much just bought because of the combined shipping. They were of interest to me if I was not going to have to pay a lot of money to get them shipped to me. And this lighter does have some scratches and scuffs. I think it looked a little bit cleaner in the listing, but still really cool. As you can see, it is marked Falcon, and that looks like perhaps a copyright symbol after Falcon. And then Saddleback, New Jersey, USA. But as you can see, that can bottom is identical to Park Industries lighters. Aluminum construction, just as the Park Industries lighters are. And this particular insert is also aluminum construction and no markings. Does have a solid foam fuel cell like you see often in Park Industries lighters. You can see the flint spring screw has corroded and will need to be cleaned up a bit. Got corrosion back here and rust on the leaf spring that keeps the lid of the lighter case shut. And then you've got a motif of a blue ribbon with 5 stars each. I don't really know what that might be related to. You see a lot of bicentennial lighters from the 1970s, and it's possible that this could have been one of those. But it's also possible that it was just maybe a 4th of July motif or some other patriotic type imagery that was not necessarily from the bicentennial at all, but rather some other patriotic, maybe even every year occurrence like the 4th of July or who knows. But very glad to come into possession of this lighter, which is marked Falcon, but it seems to me this is 100% a Park Industries lighter, and I will be glad to add this one to my collection at the current time. And also glad to acquire these project lighters. This is a really nifty insert with a convertible windscreen. The Rue light, which I assume is for rule because it has the tape measure or rule in it. The lighter is a little bit bigger, maybe thinner, but taller and wider than what you might typically think. But of course it is carrying that tape measure there along in the bottom, along with the silver match, which is going to need some work. And I'm sure, I can't remember whether I said this at the beginning of the video or not, but you guys have probably already recognized, even if I did not identify it as such, but the silver matches are identical to the Bentley butane lighters. So get ready. There will be at least another video here in our series of converting these Bentley butane or silver match lighters over to a refillable petrol insert. Until next time.